Like iron from the fire, getting stronger. This is how legends are made. Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our first event of our hybrid reunion weekend for 2021. We are so excited to be here and able to welcome our alumni home to campus for the first time in well over a year now. We've been saying a year, but it's been more than a year. So we are eager to get people back on campus, and I'm excited to be here with you and have you with us as we get an inside look at Gael athletics here at St. Mary's with our Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics, Mike Matoso. It is a mouthful to say that, Mike. So as you know, I like to call you.
You did very well. And with less sarcasm from last year too. So that was great. So
we're also here with Senior Associate Athletics Director for Advancement, Tom Carroll, former St. Mary's athlete, baseball player from St. Mary's in the time that I was here at St. Mary's. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you, Courtney.
Yeah, we're excited to be here and talk about Gael sports. But I mean, as I was saying, this is the first event that's kicking off our reunion weekend. California opened up with not quite enough time to get us our full regular schedule of events, but we're doing the best we can. And we have some hybrid events starting today, Friday, and through the weekend, having a number of alumni on campus for dinners on our Chapel Plaza. Our favorite view. It's at least my favorite view around. Dinner on the plaza with the chapel in the background. And then next year, planning our St. Mary's largest reunion weekend in history, which I'm going to start getting some extra sleep for now in preparation as we're going to invite 3 cycles of reunion classes back. So we could have well over 2,500, maybe 3,000 people on campus for next year's reunion. But we're excited to have people back now. Thanks for being with us, especially to you guys who had a late night because you were on a special trip with men's basketball. Can you tell everybody a little bit about what you've been doing the last 24 hours?
Yeah, we just got back late last evening from Las Vegas, which was a balmy 105 at the end of the evening last night. A little hot.
Toasty.
But we watched the Australian national team play Nigeria and got to see 3 Gaels and actually 4 Gaels on that in that program. So we were actually thinking about it last night, and we're doing a little research right now. If when the Olympics start, obviously last night only Jock played, but when we anticipate with the Olympics starting that Jock, Deli, and Patty will all start, whether any national team has ever had 3 national players from one college start on an Olympic program. And obviously Adam Capron as the assistant coach. So it was very cool last night to see all the great Gaels together on the Australian national team. Coach Bennett was out there with us as well. I think he was very proud to see all his former players. It's going to be pretty cool. And Patty's also going to be the flag bearer for Australia, which is a huge honor. So like I said, it was an exciting night to go. It kind of gets you excited for the coming year as well. But the Olympics are going to be fun to watch with the 3 or 4 of them participating.
That is very cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Patty is our only alumnus flag bearer that we've had in the Olympics. And certainly, as you said, all those...
Courtney, I don't think many universities have a flag bearer of a country. And so that's very cool for us to have.
Absolutely.
And then to make this totally interactive with our viewers and our alumni, if anybody can prove to us that there is a university that has 3 players on the same Olympic team, please tweet at us and let us know, because Randy Bennett loves.
I think the starters is the key.
Starters, correct.
Team USA has 3 guys, I think, from UCLA, but they don't start. So the 3 starters, I think, will be.
Randy Bennett loves a good trivia game. And we were trying to stump the coach last night, and the only thing we could think about was the Wooden era UCLA team. So please, Gael Nation, come at us. Let us know.
That's a good RB camp question right there.
That is.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
You have food basket.
If someone tweets us that answer and we're wrong, we'll send them some Gael gear. Tom has all the good Gael gear.
They get a Gael box. That is 100%.
Get you something special. Maybe one of our gnomes that are becoming a great tradition here. Well, and Jock on this topic, Jock also led the national team MVP, I believe.
He won. His team won the NBL championship, and he was the finals MVP, which is amazing. And again, it's for somebody like Courtney, you and I, who've been around a long time. We lived through the Dell of a Dagger. We've seen Patty Mills's, 37 points against Oregon, the Steph Curry game, all these great memories that we have. What Jock Landale did to develop from a freshman to now being the MVP of a finals. It's amazing. And to see those guys represent their country, to see them standing and singing, mouthing the Australian national anthem. I had goosebumps last night, because that's something, Mike and I, we get to see a lot of basketball. Last night was a little bit different, because it's the Olympics. It's very cool. And I will also say, Gael Nation was in the building. I ran into some season ticket holders that were down there. So that was very cool. There weren't a lot of people in the stands at the Mandalay Bay Event Center, but Gael Nation was well represented. So that was very neat.
Australia's never medaled in men's basketball
Correct.
before, so it'd be really exciting if they could medal.
Yep.
Fun to watch.
That sure would. So this trip must have gotten you excited about the upcoming season. We have Lunardi currently has us in his bracketology as a 10 seed right now. Obviously, we typically say there's still a lot of basketball to play. There's all the basketball still to play from that, I'd say. But let's talk a little bit about the upcoming season and what that looks like. We have some exciting trips that we already know about. We have a great new recruit. Tell us what people can look forward to, especially now that you're going to be able to come back to a game in UCU.
Well, put it on your calendars now. 2 important dates. Tip-off dinner, November 6th. That will be at UCU Pavilion. And opening night, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, will be November 9th.
Yep.
So those are 2 important dates. Put on your calendars. We want a full house for both of those events.
Yeah, I think we've been, we're just excited to have people back again. We've been really kind of cautious as well with putting things out too early right now to see how things are shaping up for the year. But it looks as though everything's trending to be full go for next year. And so again, the previous year before pandemic, we kind of put out all our season tickets. So we didn't want to do that again. So we're just being a little extra cautious, just similar to a lot of other institutions right now. But our intention is that, we want to see UCU filled again this year. And for all of our sports as well. I think it's going to be exciting just to have, there's more life now on campus in the last 4 or 5 weeks than, had been for the previous 15 months. So I think it's just exciting as we start looking towards, getting our fans back on campus and, back to see our student athletes. And we're looking forward to the year. Obviously, Maui Invitational is going to be a huge event. We're the smallest institution to ever play in that event. And, like I said, it's going to be exciting. Everyone I've talked to has said how special and how cool of an event it is to participate in. So looking forward to that, kind of finishing off the scheduling on the men's side. Obviously Marcellonis was announced 2 weeks ago. So there's a lot of excitement with that. we haven't changed all that much. I think Joe just moved us up from an 11 seed to a 10 seed. So hopefully that might have played a little bit into that. But yeah, no, I think it was a hard year last year for I know all of you, all of us, the kids. It was intense with not the uncertainty. First of all, if we were just even going to play last year. Especially when we got into this was about the time. This is probably the week last year that we realized that the fall sports weren't going to play, and it was very deflating. And you'd done so much work, and then we really, we made a decision kind of about this time too to bring everybody back, and we felt it was really important for the kids to be around each other, to get moving, to just getting back in shape. And so we were full go all last year. But obviously, not having people here and, testing daily and COVID protocols, it was an exhausting year. But I think everything that we did is really going to pay off this year. I mean, we probably did more than most institutions in California. And I think we saw a lot of great results from like programs like women's soccer, whereas conferences like the Big West decided not to play the season. We played, and we went from a program that came in last place to having our best conference finish in for 18 years. And those kids are now excited to come back. They're excited to get going. And I think that the kids are ready to get back to a normal year, as are the coaches. So we're ready to go.
And to follow up on that, I'd like to thank all of our alumni, all of our donors, all of our supporters for your support, your financial support, because that allowed us to be full go last year. We couldn't have done a lot of what we did without the financial support, whether that's supporting us on One Day Win SMC, Giving Tuesday, people donating their season tickets back. That allowed us to be full go. Yes, we were pushing the button as far as we could. Our coaches were fantastic. Our student athletes were amazing. 4,000 COVID tests later, we hope we're through this and we're ready to go. And to Mike's point, all that we did last year has only set us up for even more success moving forward. And I think that's a theme we're going to be seeing. Hopefully you'll be hearing later from our new president, Richard Plum. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of great momentum moving forward. And in athletics, we hope to be the leader of that.
Well, and that's what I was going to say, Tom, that I think from a campus perspective, athletics really has been the leader through the last year, really setting the stage and setting the tone for how it could be done to persevere through this, and seeing our student athletes on campus and competitions continuing on, even without fans on the field or in the arenas. I mean, it was definitely inspiring, and all those tests are, hopefully we can put the test behind us. But I mean, it was a great thing to watch. And before we move on from basketball, just as a wrap up, I've got to tell you, our phone here in the alumni office was ringing off the hook after the Augustus news, the Augustus Marcellonis news broke, because people were excited about that, and the Gaels were all over, I guess, probably KMBR and every sports radio show our alumni out there turned on. Excited.
It's Courtney. It's a great story. There's cool Bay Area connections. The Warriors used to have their preseason training in Madigan Gym and in McEwen. So I'm sure at some point Sarunas was shooting hoops in Madigan alongside, some of the alums that are listening to this right now. I know Chris Mullen has called us and said he's excited. So there's a lot of excitement. And the other incoming freshman we have, Chris Howell from San Diego, he led Torrey Pines High to their best record ever this past year and was the San Diego section player of the year. So he's no slouch either. So yes, we return everybody and then add these two great incoming freshmen that I know Coach Bennett's excited about. And again, looking back to last night, Randy actually got back from Latvia to see Augustus Marcellonis at the FIBA under-19s just recently, Mike. I mean, when did he come back? Sunday?
Yeah.
The day before. Yeah. So
Wow.
we are definitely making sure our international Gaels are well taken care of and well supported. And trust me, they can't wait to play in UCU Pavilion in front of fans. Mike and I were lonely last year, just being by ourselves in that building. Courtney, thank you for the few games you came out to. But we need that place full again.
Absolutely. Well, that international pipeline really turns our coaches into road warriors out there from Latvia to Las Vegas in 48
they were
hours.
just, I mean, the coaches they didn't recruit for 14 months. They were just allowed in the last month to be able to get back on the road recruiting again. So they've been going out hard, again on the recruiting trails, which again was really interesting and odd. Not that, I mean, the recruits weren't even allowed on campus, even the tour campuses. So so it's nice that things are are definitely getting back to normal. And to echo Tom's comments too, like I can't thank all of our donors for their generosity. I mean, with testing alone, we did over 3,800 tests in the spring to close to $350,000 in testing.
Wow.
I mean, it was a big production, and I would be remiss not to thank, Josh Sims as well, our assistant athletic director for athletic training, for everything that he did to put that entire. I mean, we it's not like we went to your pandemic playbook and said, "Oh, what did we do the last time we had this happen?"
Right.
To create everything, So, but none of that would have been possible without the funds to get us through. So, thanks beyond for all your support, and we know we went to folks a lot of times, a lot of different ways, and everybody stepped up, and it really benefited. I mean, at the end of the day, everything we do is for our kids. It is for them to have a great experience here at St. Mary's. And, I think we were able to pull off a semi-normal year in a very odd year, which was great.
That is. And I think that's a really good point. The pivot to responding to the pandemic was one thing, but the cost involved, I think, is something that most of our donors and alumni prior to 2020 couldn't have imagined the cost that the college would incur to manage that. So that's a really good point. Okay, so the moral of the story before we move on from men's basketball here is meet us in Maui in November. We're going to be in Maui. It's going to be a fun time. You can contact the ticket office, smcgaels.com, book your travel with our group, stay at the hotel with the team, be a part of all the festivities. I mean, I personally can't think of two things that sound better together. The islands and
maybe Mike Matoso in a hula skirt might be even better.
Oh,
you never know.
So that might be a guarantee.
That's our next trivia question. The next trivia question prize is Mike Matoso in a hula skirt.
How soon that will happen in Maui?
And I had talked with Mike Roth, just retired from Gonzaga, and Tom Homo at BYU. They both had played, and they have both said it is the coolest event to go to. Like they said, it's such a unique experience, fan experience. Absolutely for the students, just a complete blast. So it's a big deal for us to be in that. And we're excited, and we're going to be doing a lot of programming to make sure everybody that comes over really is involved with what we're doing as a program. And like I said, we're excited for the opportunity to go play, and it's great exposure for the college, and it's gonna be an exciting time.
Yeah, and the field should be announced. The brackets should be announced here pretty quickly. And for those of you that cannot make it to Maui, even though we strongly encourage you to join us, all three of those games will be on ESPN. So again, national broadcast, which is part of the benefit of being in this tournament.
Fantastic. And does anyone get to ride our very cool SMC Gaels surfboard?
I have to figure out how that actually gets into my office. So
It would look
working
great
on that
right there
now.
behind that, right on top of that, the Gaels logo there.
Yeah, it is very cool. That's
So I feel like the other thing that we need to talk about a little bit is that while it was much quieter on campus the last year plus, there's been a lot of progress in the facilities arena. And campus may look a little different, especially in the athletic facilities, the next time our alumni get onto campus in Moraga. So can you talk a little bit about that and what changes people can expect next time they come out to a game?
Yeah, it's been interesting as we've kind of come out of the pandemic. It was just a mad rush on everything. It was a mad rush with playing, with going and seeing donors, with getting back on the road, and then obviously getting back into some of our projects. During the pandemic, we were able to complete the Sports Performance Center, also the ticket office, which was formerly my office. So I'm in the lovely Soda Center right now. And but everything started to get, as with everything in construction right now, everything has just been slowed down, even through the county and permitting. But with that said, we do have a lot of projects going on. We're actually going to be doing a release, I think, on today at some point in the afternoon. Starting off with the UCU, we are starting that project. The sewer work is actually beginning today. So that will be approximately a 4,600 square foot addition off the back of the pavilion, 2 stories. The first floor will be primarily men's basketball, but we also will have a film room that will be used by all the sports that are in the ECU. So women's basketball and women's volleyball will be using that facility as well. So it's all new locker rooms, coaches' offices, and then that will go actually up to a second floor, which will be a few offices, concessions, additional restrooms, and we will have kind of a patio deck out the back. So kind of similar to what we've had the last several years, just kind of lifted up to the second floor. So that, I said, we're anticipating that probably being about a year project. So we're probably looking at next July, August for completion of that. And then once that is completed and we move men's basketball over, we will then renovate the current men's basketball side, move women's basketball over to that side, and then renovate the women's volleyball side. So both women's volleyball and women's basketball will have their own individual wings. And then, there's just some things in that arena what we just don't have on a game day. We don't have visiting team locker rooms, a satellite training room, laundry room. So all those things will be also then kind of incorporated into those wings. So that'll be that first phase of that will be about a year-long project. And then additional to the UCU, we will be doing a side fan engagement area, and that's going to begin construction in the next couple of weeks. Our goal is to have that completed by the tip-off dinner on November 6th. So basically where the old ticket office was, that entire side will be a fully enclosed ticketed area. We were looking at having, it'll have like a pergola with flat screen TVs, a half court sport court. We will actually are cutting out part of the hillside so we can kind of tuck the TV truck into the fan experience. And then we'll have the ability to bring food trucks, beer trucks, all that into that area. So on game day, it'll be fully ticketed and closed. So you'll be able to go inside and outside the arena. And then for the rest of the year, to be open to the students. So, I mean, if you look at it, we really don't have a lot of areas for the students to kind of, to hang out, even staff. So that's kind of our goal. And these just even students who use the rec fields as well. So really excited about that. And that'll kind of move into the front of the plaza as well. And our idea is to really kind of clean up the front of the plaza and really make that an inviting area as you come up to the pavilion. So those are all going on right now, and those are goals to have those completed by the 6th of November. We are in the permit stage right now for baseball. So we're hoping to start that project in about 6 to 8 weeks. And that'll be new dugouts, moving the netting, raising actual the netting, and then also all new kind of hardscape and new seating. So our goal is to have that up and ready for the start of the season. Phase 2 of that will kind of be the entrance to Brother Ron Gallagher Stadium, as well as the landscaping. So we really just are focused on getting what we need to have to start the season. And then we'll probably look at coming in around the end of season next May to do the other part of that facility. So, but that's exciting to get that finally moving. We have some upgrades to softball as well. The new softball scoreboard, we're actually kind of permanently putting it in right now. And then we're creating a new access road out the backside of campus. And with that, we're going to take the opportunity to kind of get softball ready for their seating project. But we're initially going to kind of put a temporary new press box over there. We're going to kind of move the bullpens around, kind of really clean up that entire area, but they'll have new bullpens. You know, we'll kind of adjust the cages as they're going. So yeah, so it's a lot going on. Tom, did I miss anything? Oh, new athletic training room, which was just completed, which is a huge upgrade. So we've had a lot, like within the walls of Madigan, you know, you have a practice facility, which is, you know, one of the probably nicer practice facilities in the WCC. You have the new sports performance center, and now we have a new athletic training room. And again, that's, you know, for those that are here every day, they don't realize how big of a deal that is. I mean, that is where the kids recover every day, and it's all state of the art, all new equipment, and the facility looks great. And we didn't have heat or air in that building either. So, I mean, you know, Madigan, it's not the newest facility on campus. I mean, you might as well in the middle of winter been sitting outside in that building. So it's a huge upgrade. And like I said, the new recovery equipment that we have, the kids are super excited about it, and as well as the coaches. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot, and it's great. I mean, it's needed. I mean, this is an area where we've fallen behind. I mean, if you look at the WCC this year, you know, you have three sports that won national championships this year. You had women's soccer, women's cross country, and golf. You know, and you had 2 other sports, I think women's beach volleyball and men's basketball that played in the national championship game. So, and that's 5 sports that were playing in national championship games this year. I mean, WCC has really established itself without question as the best non-BCS conference in the country. And we, you know, and to be able to recruit and to bring the students that we need to stay competitive within the conference, our facilities are, without question, our top priority to get those competitive within the conference.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
Right. Everything's again. That's why we've been kind of holding off on a release, and we're gonna do it today, just because everything's been so slow with county and just construction and cost. We've kind of had to get our arms wrapped around all, and it just happened so fast. Like we kind of put everything on hold, and then as we came out of it, now everything's really moving. So a lot of our projects we kind of hope to have done early in the fall are going to go a little bit later. So we'll be doing a lot of construction throughout the year, but hopefully when you come back on campus, especially by mid-year, you're going to see a lot of exciting changes.
Yeah, and once again, I'd like to thank, you know, again, our donors, our alumni, our season ticket holders that have supported these projects. These are all philanthropically funded projects. As well as thanking our board of trustees who have worked hard and have been great partners and great stewards of these projects as well. You know, the best thing we can do when our donors invest in us is to build and show projects and show success. And I think when people come back, again, Mike, to your point, and Courtney, people coming back tomorrow for a reunion, they're going to see some activity, which is great.
Yeah.
And as we keep moving throughout the year and you keep coming back, there's going to be even more activity, and feel free to poke your head wherever you can, and check things out. Let us know. We're happy to give tours, and again, share what's going on, because it is transformational. It's truly impacting us, our student athletes, and again, setting us up for continued success and sustainability.
That's fantastic. And I think our alumni are going to be really excited about all these projects, of course, but Brother Ronald Gallagher Stadium, I think, is such a great place for alumni to come on a nice sunny afternoon in Moraga, bring their family, watch a baseball game, cruise around campus. It's just, there's nothing like it. I'm a little biased. I like it here, but
I agree.
It's a great
I agree
to watch
100.
baseball.
That's exactly right. And that facility has needed to be completed. And to have Brother Ron's name on it is spectacular. It's very fitting. It's going to be 650 seats with some viewing decks up top with some drink rails. So yeah, you're going to be able to come enjoy some great college baseball. Shoot, at that point, we might even have, high school games, summer league games coming out there. It's going to be fantastic. And again, thank you, Marilyn Bull, who made a very generous gift within the last several months to help us get over the hump and fund this initial phase and completion of the stadium and the seats. We wouldn't be able to do it without her, and again, without the donors. I really do look forward to sitting in the stands watching a game, because I was recruited on a new stadium back in 1998 and 99, and we'll have it finally. So I have a very vested interest in this project. We will get it done.
Been a long time coming. Now I have a question about the Madigan gym updates. This is not going to affect the ghost of Slip Madigan in there, is it? He is seen cruising around there. He has been seen by many alumni from many generations cruising around at night.
We've warned the general contractors that if you hear a knock or you feel something behind you, it's not Randy Bennett. It is the ghost of Slip Madigan.
The ghost of Slip Madigan. That's right. The trench coat. I feel like there's a hat.
Exactly.
Involved.
The hat.
It's a whole look.
Yeah.
Trying to step it up for Slip. That's all we're trying to do. He's welcome. Yeah. Trying to class it up a little.
He was used to riding in nice train cars back to New York City, in the old days. So we're trying to step up that experience a little bit for him.
Yeah.
We embrace it. We fully embrace it.
Absolutely. That's our history. We're all about preserving tradition, even if that includes the ghosts of campus here at the alumni office. We love all the upgrades, but we got to keep our ghosts. Is there anything else you guys want to share with our alumni that are here listening today and excited about the upcoming fall season and getting back to campus before we head out?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. You start.
No, I just think to stay engaged in what we're doing. I think we're really kind of go through all our programs this year. From, like I said, obviously I think men's soccer, we're projecting being a top 20 team. I think our women's soccer team is going to be really exciting. Volleyball, you kind of go through the entire list. Women's basketball, like we're anticipating having a really good year. Like I said, we really, everything that we did last year, I think everyone's really ready to go, and we want everybody back. We're really excited to have everyone. It was a hard year not having everybody here. So we're really spending a lot of time this year on our fan experience and continuing to update, what we're doing. I mean, to Tom's point, I think, I've been at 5 different institutions, and you learn lessons wherever you're at. And my blessing in St. Mary's is, build what you can afford to build, but build. Like, let's get this done. Let's keep moving on projects. And, those things if you look at the UCU, just as an example, it wasn't going to really have a huge impact on our fan experience. Now what we're doing right now is really going to have an impact on what we're doing for our experience of and really creating events, not just games. And we know sometimes Moraga can be a little bit remote and out of the way, and we're really focusing on pregame programming and things for people to come up early. So just stay in touch with us as things continue to open up. We'll keep everybody updated. But our anticipation is we're going to be full go, and we're excited to see everybody this fall.
Yeah, and I will totally echo those thoughts. We want to welcome you home. We want to welcome you back to St. Mary's College, to the campus here in Moraga. I mean, fortunately, Mike, myself, separately and together, we have started seeing our donors, seeing our fans, whether it be lunch or coffee or, in the Bay Area, Southern California, you name it. We've started getting back to what we do, seeing people face to face, building those relationships back again. We want you on campus. There's going to be several opportunities as we move forward, partnering with Courtney, partnering with the alumni office, partnering with Richard Plum. The beauty about St. Mary's is the face-to-face. It's the relationships, it's the community. And whether it's at UCU, whether it's at Cottrell softball field, hopefully Brother Ron Gallagher Stadium in the spring, or Kevin Flynn's backyard in October, we are going to be out there. We're ready to go. I often say, let's go. And we are definitely ready to go to welcome you back to campus and just to give you that Gael spirit again, wherever we're at, even in Lahaina, we will be ready to go.
Even in Lahaina. Yeah, I recorded a message for our social media about this weekend, about reunion weekend. And I just kept saying, we're open in Moraga. Yep. Come out, come see us, come back onto campus, take a stroll. One of the things we really realized in the alumni office over the last year is how many of our alumni just show up to campus because it's a special place to them, want to walk around, show their kids, show their best friend's kid who's looking at colleges. It's a special place. And there's nothing like that drive onto campus with that view of the chapel. And that feeling you get when you come back. So we're ready for everybody to come back. We're excited. All the teams are going to be putting on some great shows in their coming seasons. So we are excited about that. I was thinking in my head, Mike, when you were saying how about the national championships from the WCC this year. I remember being on Twitter and our alumni were going crazy at several different parts of the last year saying, put some respect on the WCC. And of course, we're always rooting for the Gaels anytime they're on the field or the court. But in general, we have some great teams, some great student athletes to watch all through the WCC. And you can get as good of a matchup in the WCC as you can get anywhere.
You can go through pretty much every team and it's every sport, and you have a top 20 team. And there's not too many conferences that can do that.
And again, baseball. We haven't spoken a lot about Gaels baseball. On Tuesday night, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, Corbin Burns, representing the Brewers, pitched in that game. Greg Moore, our head baseball coach, sent me some great stats earlier this week. We had the 45th pick overall, Kai Bush, drafted by the Angels. Michael Hobbs went in the 10th round. We are the only WC school this year that had 2 top 10 round draft picks. You had Gonzaga, you've got USD, you've got Pepperdine, all these, historically successful programs. St. Mary's was the one that had the 2 guys drafted in the top 10. And, there were only 4 schools in California that had that. And then later on, Carlos Lamelli went to the Pirates in the 17th round. We had 2 incoming recruits drafted. So to Mike's point, to Courtney's point, success is happening on this campus. We are finally ready. We want you all to come back to join it, to enjoy it with us. And again, if Gaels women's soccer is playing a match in your hometown, wherever that might be, go out and see them. Go out and support them. Just to get that sense of feeling and camaraderie and excitement with your alma mater.
Yeah, and Gael Alumni National League Player of the Week, World Series pitcher.
Patrick Wisdom, you bet.
I mean, there's a lot to be proud of for St. Mary's, all our alumni, our student athletes, and we appreciate everyone's support.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, on that, I think we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you both being with us today. As I mentioned in the beginning, our very first event kicking off Reunion Weekend 2021, our hybrid modified program, but reunion nonetheless. Next year, I hope we're doing this in the pub with a live audience, having this conversation and taking questions from fans that are on campus with us for, as I said, the largest reunion weekend in St. Mary's history. I am sitting in front of our class flags that we'll have out this weekend on the Chapel Plaza for classes ending in 0s, 1s, 5s, and 6s. And we hope to see you on campus tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you both for being here. Thanks for giving us an inside look at Gael athletics, and we're looking forward to an exciting year ahead. And come back to Moraga.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks, Courtney.
This is
Everybody
how
have fun.
legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. I've got the lightning inside me. Oh, just you watch. This is how legends are made. I'm like a titan that's rising. Oh, just you watch. This is how legends are made.